up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. What's up, everybody? Ooh, I'm about to drop this phone. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here to talk about Kandi and the gang. This is episode 3. I took some notes. Overall, it was a pretty good episode. The cringiest part for me, I was actually pretty disgusted, was when it makes me want to vomit talking about it. It makes me nauseous. Is when they were showing the scene where Brandon was kind of like sitting around eating, and the entire behind the bar was like filthy. Like, when I tell y'all, that seeing that water sit like that I can't even talk about. That was the most disgusting shit I have ever seen in my life. I don't want to see no shit like that on television. That was so gross. And the fact that no one cleaned it and that she walked in, she was late. That don't have nothing to do with her arriving to a dirty work area. Like, that was so unacceptable. And Phillip, you walking around all brolic and buff and shit. Why the fuck did you allow the back of the bar to look like that? You director of what? What are you operating? How was the bar looking like that? And then Brandon sitting down eating, but then Brian gets in trouble for doing the same thing. Like, again, role model. Role model. And that's it. Brandon, you gotta go. All that sitting down eating, that nonchalant, aloof attitude, you have no sense of urgency. He gotta go. And I could see, like I said, I told y'all, what is the word that I used? Don Juan used it with Phillip. I said, that is why those managers leave. They feel undermined. Y'all are keeping people who should not be working here. Brandon should be a host. When Chandrika is off, that's when Brandon can come in and work. You can't manage nothing. You can't even manage yourself. I'm sorry. You sitting down eating, and then you want to turn around and tell somebody they can't do that, and then get upset when they get slick with you. But it's okay for you to get slick with me and raise your voice at me. We're adults. And I don't think there's nowhere in the world, just the way that Kandi checked Phillip. You ain't giving me no ultimatums. This is my motherfucking business. Who are you talking to? First, I hired you. And why do I have to step in every time somebody has an interaction with you? Clearly, there is a problem with every person, because every person has a problem with you. Every time you get into conflict with somebody, I got to step in. Torin and Phillip, they start off. Phillip is out of order. I don't care what you say. I don't care what y'all say. Because there's no way that he should be allowed to approach and meet people with his attitude and not expect to be greeted with the same attitude. Who do you think you are talking to me like that? You can talk to me like that. You cannot introduce yourself to me, but you're asking me of something that you yourself feel like you don't have to. I don't deserve that enough, that respect. You think that you are so above me that you don't have to introduce yourself to me? You have another motherfucking thing coming, and you're not going to be greeted with people who want to listen to you or people who are receptive to you. What? You don't even approach people the right way. You don't smile at nobody. Like, that shit is whack. You can run a tight ship. You ain't got to be a bitch. And that's why you get met with that. Like, I was like, this nigga is out of control. Phillip, no, you out of control. Relax your jaw, bro. Relax it. But I can see why managers leave. But you are not even approaching the stuff correctly. You sent Chandrika home. You suspended Brian. You had an attitude with Torin for no reason. And let me tell you something. I love when Torin said, everyone, what they said about you, everyone is right about you. Everybody has the same thing to say about you. You're a nice guy. Yeah, I know that's done because they all saying the same thing about you. And that's not cute, but some people like to feel like that. They like to feel like they're over someone. But that's not how you work at a team in a restaurant. You're not like building a house. You're not building a house. This is a restaurant family environment. You just walking around, your little frequency, Phillip, your little individual frequency is static coming into everybody's situation, and they don't want to hear none of that. You're not even smiling. You can't even greet someone with a smile, but you expect me to introduce myself to you and then run down my resume and I don't have to get your name. Who the fuck are you? That shit is crazy. And then you're like, I'm not dealing with him at all. Okay, you're not going to deal with him at all, but you came in here and this is what your job was to do, was to get everything together. And you are finding it hard to work with the people. Do you not understand people's personalities? Let me tell you what Phillip failed to do that I haven't seen, and maybe they cut it out. You need to meet with each person individually, and you need to tell them what your expectations are, and they need to tell you what their expectations are of you, and you need to be able to adhere to the expectations, because if you are a leader, people need to be behind you in order for that title to stick. When you don't have nobody behind you, you ain't leading nobody. You're just an arrogant dictator, and nobody wants to deal with that, and nobody's receptive to that in a family food environment. Now, all of a sudden, somebody raises their voice at Phillip because you want to suspend them. Suspend them for what? Because I was doing something that Brandon was doing? Or because I get to do I act like I'm doing whatever I want to do? You come in here doing whatever you want to do. Brandon doing whatever he want to do. Chandrika, it seems like everybody's doing what they want to do, but I got to get suspended? Because I raised my voice at you because you can't give me a reason why? Because I ain't listening to you and you greeting people like this? You're not going to get receptivity from nobody. Nobody. Kandi told him, I pay you. I don't know who the hell you talking to. You ain't giving me no ultimatums. You don't get to tell me you gonna work with Torin because you don't like him. You don't like him. You don't like Torin. You don't like Chandrika. You don't like Brian. You don't like who else? Who else don't you like? Should they like you? You don't, or you the type, we have managers and people who lead who are like, I don't need anybody to like me. And that's fine. You don't have to, but the level of respect, there has to be a foundation of respect. You cannot manage like a hierarchy. You cannot do that in a restaurant. Like, this is not it. This is not it. And yes, you can be stern. You can be assertive, but you're mean. You're being mean, and you getting fly and slick at the mouth. And I don't know if you know, but we all from the same culture. And when you talking slick and crazy like that, I see you, and we're peers. You just have a title, but we peers. We see each other. Hello? So when you talking to me crazy, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? Because we're two adults and you don't get to talk to me crazy. I don't give a fuck who you are. Especially the way that you approaching people. That shit is trash. I did not like Phillip. I was like, Phillip can go. You can go. And then you getting up from Don Juan walking out. You messed up, Phillip. You haven't met with any of these people. You don't even know their personalities. You're going off of what they told you what was problematic with the people. But you haven't sat down with the person. You have these preconceived ideas about how these people behave. You've seen some of their work. You've seen Chandrika be late. And then y'all want to act like just because he sent Chandrika home that she's not going to do that anymore. Okay, maybe that has changed her behavior. But when she was running around trying to do everything because Brandon was sitting his ass down, I'm trying to figure out when was the conversation with Brandon supposed to happen. Because the first conversation would have been, the only reason why Brian is doing what he did is because he saw you do it. So before we talk to him, let me talk to you and tell you, you don't get to sit down and eat at no time. Should nobody sitting at this bar but a customer, somebody paying. If you want to go eat, you need to go in the back. Should no employees be up here eating at all? Period. No exceptions. Kandi, Todd, nobody. The only 3 people allowed to break any rule, barely, is the damn old lady gang. They should be the only one allowed to kind of be like, okay, let me see. They already told them to stay out the kitchen. They should be the only ones allowed to sit at that damn bar if they can get their asses up there. Shit. I would have taught Brandon, let me talk to you first before we suspending somebody else for doing what the fuck you was doing. I wish I would. Child, please. Oh, girl. Pat, Mel, and Torin. Who's Patrick? Patrick. Oh, he coming over there. He at their apartment. Torin's at their apartment. You're used. I love that Kandi told Phillip. I thought you said you was used to dealing with difficult situations. And the crazy part is, Phillip, you don't even have to have these difficult situations with these people. It doesn't even have to be difficult. But your jaw is so clenched that everything has to be difficult because you think that is a effective way. How is it working out for you? How did it work for you? Because you see the formula that you're using is not working on these people. And you don't get to tell the owners, I'm not doing what? Okay, you don't want to do this? Okay, well then. How long do we have to get his last check made? 48 hours? If you can't take the heat, Phillip, get the fuck out the kitchen. They don't let the old lady gangs in the kitchen, so you can't get in the kitchen clearly. I'm so glad Kandi told him, I pay you, motherfucker. Who the fuck you think you talking to? You don't give me no ultimatums. And then you get up and walk away from Don Juan. Again, you're not even able see, this is how it's going. You're not even able to model the behavior you want Brian to model. You getting up because all y'all managers, right? That's your peer. You're not even demonstrating the respect that you want Brian to demonstrate to you. You want Torin to demonstrate to you. You can't even give the same respect. How do you expect? This is we working together. This is a collaborative effort. This is not a place where you just get to give orders and not have to abide by those rules. Brandon could do whatever he wants and sit at the bar. Brian did it. But now Brian gets in trouble. When do we talk to Brandon? And then you get up and walk away out of Don Juan's face, but you want Brian to respect you, but you can't even respect your damn peer. So we have a problem here. So we need to either hug it out, handshake or something. But you can't be telling Todd and Kandi, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this because you approached the situation with a fucked up energy. You did not have to greet Torin like that. You didn't have to greet Brian like that. And then you could see that this person likes to joke. And then you always meet him with this coldness. You are a director of operations in a family-oriented restaurant that is a tourist attraction. You don't need to be an asshole. You just don't. You don't have to be. 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 You're not working down at the base. That's crazy. That's crazy. So Torin's over Patrick and Melvin's house, and he is gonna do the interior decoration. Safari got something for you. You ain't gonna do a damn thing, Torin. He said, okay, baby, you could do it. You could do it, baby. Okay, you could do it. Did she read the Yelp reviews? Because the Yelp reviews are out on Patrick. He calls her a cougar. She's only 4 years older than him. And he wants to also have a housewarming party after Torin does the interior decoration. OLG is meeting with, they're back at OLG. They're back at OLG. Brandon comes in. Dom is late. He's eating. He's not helping. He's not helping. He's not helping. That's it. You're not even helping. You're not out there. You're not making drinks. This is the thing. Like, what is your job? Like, to me, I feel like when somebody's out, it's all hands on deck. And then when the person gets there, then you have a conversation with her. The back of That bar was absolutely disgusting. And if he talking about, I'm on the phone calling a plumber. Well, you need to be making drinks. They running up and downstairs. Brian is like, well, where? I mean, like, are you making drinks? No, what? Dom is going to be here. Dom is 2 hours late. So what was you doing the entire time? How did you, when like, it's like rowers. It's rowers, right? If one of your person is rowing and they can't row, you need to step in. You need to step in and row, or y'all gonna crash. Like, what are you doing? What's her name? Chandrika. She goes to Phillip and tells Phillip everything about Brandon. He was sitting at the bar eating this and that. They did not mention, I didn't see them mention it to him, but they were kind of like in a roundabout way telling him, how's everything going? He said, oh, everything's going good. That aloofness and lying and saying everything is going smooth. If somebody's asking you how it's going, I'm the director of operations. How is the operation going? The operation isn't going good. You didn't even give him an update on the damn drain being like, at least you could have said, yeah, I know the drain in the back. I already got a plumber on that. Chandrika's about 2 hours late, but you like, nah, it's smooth. It's smooth. Stop it. I don't like that. Brandon needs to be fired. Now, you want to fire Torin and Brian, or suspend Brian and get rid of Torin, tell him he can't work here and this and that. But Brandon, nobody talks to Brandon. We have to have a high level of decorum. Stop eating at the bar. Don't nobody need to be eating at the bar. You need to be a model. You do too, Phillip. You can't be no kind of, you can't even tell him that, because you ain't modeling the behavior you want. They all go out to drink. They're all talking or whatever. We stay on Brian for a long time in this episode. There's a lot of his backstory being told. Brian says that he was heavily into drugs and alcohol. Chandrika was like, I know it was taking a toll on him, so I like to watch, make sure I'm watching him. But he said that he was drinking a lot, and that when the panorama hit, that he realized that he had a problem. Drinking a lot, being manic. He said he don't want to go through that again, drinking so much. And so then he, him and Chandrika were hugging it out or whatever. So she said she just needs to watch Brian. Phillip and Brandon and Don Juan are having a conversation, and Brian was sitting at the bar, and Phillip had to tell him, you don't sit at the bar. But Brian, as he sat at the bar, he was like, I'm just doing what leadership does. I'm following the leader, or something like that. They take Brian to the side. Brian's like, what am I in trouble for now? The way that Phillip, like, somebody needs to talk. Like, I'm glad that Don Juan was like, dude, how come every time you talk to somebody, it goes from this to this? Like, there's something missing in the way that you're approaching these people. Why is everybody having this response to you? Why? And if like I said, that's why he kind of he feels good. That makes him feel good, because you keep having these experiences with people and it's always blowing up, and it's just like you're just like real like relax. Why are you so tense? Why are you so tense? Why are you so amped? Why are you so quick to, like anger? Like, relax. You need some CBD, Phillip. The jaw right here be like, he was like this. And then you got your mouth is super fly, like super fly. And we all girls up in here, honey. So everybody's mouth is fly. So who do you think you're talking to? That's the problem. I don't understand. I'm not in your shoes. You ain't never walked in my shoes. I wear a size 8. What size do you wear? You ain't never walked in my shoes. What are you talking about? Why are you talking to me like this? Well, we're going to suspend you. Based on what? Like, that's Brian raised his voice. He said, based on what? Like, Why are you suspending me? Because I was doing what Brandon was doing? Or because I'm getting fly with you the way you getting fly with me? So we both need to be walking out this motherfucker. Because why is it okay for you to get fly with me in front of customers, but I can't respond to you in front of customers? This relationship, this hierarchical relationship that black people seem to want to have with each other in relationships, it don't matter. This controlling shit that this shit is crazy. Y'all can't talk to people any kind of way and expect them, another grown person, not to talk to you crazy just because you have a title. You don't get to talk to people crazy like that. I don't give a damn who you are. It don't matter. And your title doesn't matter either. Brian was suspended for being disrespectful and insubordinate. Don Juan talks to Phillip. He's like, you can't be giving ultimatums. And I'm not trying to undermine. And I tell you, that's why the managers be leaving, because they're not getting paid or they're being undermined. And Phillip says that Don Juan might be part of the problem. I don't know why I'm talking to him. He might be part of the problem. Your attitude is part of the problem too. Your approach, your delivery, your tone is a part of the problem too. You need to work on that. And I bet if you work on that, the response that you get from people will change. Because if you change and the response doesn't change, then it's them. But if you don't change and you keep getting the same response, it's you. Phillip said Don Juan is he might be part of the problem. Safari tells Patrick he don't need no interior decorator. She can do it. She got fabric flowers hanging from the ceiling and gold butterflies on the wall. She says she's an interior decorator. She has a way with style and interior design. Girl, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway, so OLG, we at whose house? Whose house were we at? Kandi's house? No, whose house were they at? Somebody had a pool. I don't know whose house it was, but it was a old lady gang and Chandrilla. I just see when Aunt Bertha saw y'all bringing this girl over here. You know, I don't even like this girl. She gonna teach us. How do you saw them with their bathing suits on? I said, come on, golden girls. They had their bathing suits on. Talking about don't you love to pump them up? And they be like, go ahead. Yes, look at you, girl. They doing their arms and exercising. That was such a cute scene. Whoever thought of that, that was really, really cute. Chandrika does water aerobics for the old people, or for people. I think she said she'd been swimming. She was 4 years old, so they were doing all the water aerobics and stuff. And Aunt Bertha had enough. I had enough. Y'all already got me in a bathing suit. I don't even want to be in a bathing suit out here. She's sitting on the side. She said she got better things to do. Anyway, so they're sitting down after they finish exercising and tell them that Brandon was suspended. She was like, what did he do now? And let the record show, and I'm with Aunt Bertha. And I told y'all this was Aunt Bertha's show in the first place. She don't like Phillip, and neither do I. If Aunt Bertha don't like him, I don't like him either. Shit. We knew it was a scheme. We knew it was a scheme. It was a scheme. Didn't Todd hire Phillip? Okay. Talking about that's what he's supposed to do. Todd in the corner. Todd, you shut up, because I got something for you, Mr. Burris. I got something for you. Aunt Bertha can't stand Phillip. I'm right along with her. Shit. So they said something about sitting at the table talking about if they not Chandrika. She's been good at doing her job because Phillip sent her home, and Mama Joyce thinks that's why she's straightened up, because he sent her home. She was like, no, he sees that I do my stuff when I'm there or whatever. I don't know, child. You always late. That lateness, I don't like that. You can only be late. You can't be late with me. Too many times. I don't play that shit. Late, calling out. Nope. Late, 2 hours late, Brandon gotta go. Brandon gotta go, all that eating and acting like he was all nonchalant and cool and shit. I didn't like that. So Brian and Torin, they go and have ice cream. Brian tells Torin that they suspended him, and he was like, what? He was like, yeah, because, you know, what's his name, be nitpicking and stuff like that. They said in their relationship that Torin was definitely pushed away. Torin asked them, how did you spiral? What was happening? So he explained to him that working at the bar, he felt like drinking numbed him. The people used to get on his nerves. And so he started drinking in order to deal with the people. Should have been taking some CBD, something to deal with the anxiety, to keep him at a mellow mood. But he started drinking and to cope with that. And then he said when the pandemic hit that he was in isolation, he said he was drinking a gallon of vodka a day, like literally like your liver. Oh my God. A gallon of vodka a day. And then he shares with us that his sister Charlotte, and I actually remember when Brian and her started really hanging out together a lot. That's when he said that they were really close. This is his other sister, and she died by suicide. It's only been about 3 months, and he's really dealing with that because they were very, very close. It's really, really sad. And that's another thing. Phillip. That's another thing. You got people like going through stuff and you talking to people crazy. You don't know where their heads are. Just like Brandon. Brandon, you know that Brian is dealing with misusing alcohol. But you're not going to get back there in the bar and make the drinks. You're going to let him get back there and make the drinks. Like that kind of shit. Like that was the one thing when he wouldn't make the drinks. He's sitting down eating. She'll be back. He wasn't helping. What the fuck are you good for? What are you useful for? You just sitting around eating food? That's not cool. Get your ass up. Before we talk to Brian about his behavior, we're going to talk about why he did it. He did it because he saw you do it. So don't do no shit like that. You're not allowed to eat at the bar. Ever. Don't you ever let me see you eating at the bar. Period. You need to lead by example. You can't reprimand somebody for what you was doing and then be like, well, I'm the boss. No, they don't work like that. You're only the leader by title, man. That's it. You're not exhibiting nothing that has to do with the leader at all. Y'all think that because you get a title and then you want to do whatever the fuck you want to do? No, you have people who are dependent on you. You have operations and businesses that need to be ran. But you want to sit down and eat some chicken while the back of the bar looks like this? How come didn't nobody talk to Brandon about that? Like, that's crazy that bar was looking like that. I was so disgusted. Anyways, y'all, that's it. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments.